get you some. Oh yeah. Mate, it's lucky she can cook. Wow!
G'day lovelies, welcome back. Today's video is Malt Rocky Road. I will write the recipe down below the video in the description as always. So first up, we need a 23 by 23 centimetre square cake tin lined with baking paper and set aside. Now this will give you some indication of how long ago I made this. When I used to make this, I used to use Milo bars and chop them up. Who remembers the good old Milo bar? It was a bar of compacted Milo covered in chocolate, and you'd munch into it and you'd hit a dry patch and you'd breathe in the Milo and then you'd cough your ring up. Mate, they were awesome. So what we're going to need for this one is crushed nuts, 400 grams of baking chocolate, and for this one I use milk chocolate, maltesers, 280 grams of marshmallows, a 175 gram pack of TV Snacks malt sticks, but you can use any malt sticks, and a 165 gram block of Milo Kit Kat. We now need a heaped 1/3 of a cup of roasted unsalted peanuts. Then we want to put them into a Ziploc bag. We want to leave the bag open so it doesn't pop. And then with a rolling pin, we just want to crush them down. Then we want to pour them into a small bowl. So over the last few Rocky Road videos, there's actually a couple of things I forgot to do or say. And one of them is, if you don't like or can't eat nuts, instead of buying peanuts, you can buy a packet of plain sweet biscuits and you can just crush a couple of them down. Now the nuts are done, the next thing we need is a large saucepan. We need a large one, so when we go to mix it all up, we've got plenty of room. And then we need to get a spatula ready, and preferably a plastic or silicone one. And the reason we want a spatula is because when we go to mix it all up, we want to scrape the chocolate off the bottom as we're turning. So we definitely need a flat spatula. So now we put in our 400 grams of milk chocolate, and if you've got blocks, just break them up. And now we'll just sit that on the stove top till we need it. Now we need to get a large bowl out. So for the Maltesers, I've got a 400 gram box. There's no way we'd need that many, but it was on special half price for $7. And at the time, none of the other Maltesers were on special, and they were almost the same price for less than half. So I reckon I'm going to use about 200 grams because I've got the box. But I reckon you could get away with using anything from 150 grams to 200 grams. So I'm going to put half a box in a bowl. Now we want to open our bag of marshmallows, and we want to divide the Milo bar and the malt sticks into lots of 3. Alrighty, we're ready to go. So first thing we want to do is we want to cut up 1/3 of the marshmallows. So we want to cut them in half, and then we want to get the inside and we want to put it into the nuts like that so they stick to it and into the bowl. And the reason we do this is so that the marshmallows don't clump up. So now I'll keep going and I'll cut 1/3 of the marshmallows up. Now that we've done that, we want to get 1/3 of our malt sticks and we want to sprinkle them over. Then we want to get 1/3 of our Kit Kat and we want to cut it in half. Break them up and throw them in there. Now we want to grab roughly 1/3 of our Maltesers and throw them in there. And now we start from the beginning. We want to cut up 1/3 of our marshmallows, dip them in, throw them in the bowl, then 1/3 of everything else, and then back to the marshmallows again until we've done it all. Once we're finished, our bowl should look like this. Now we want to get our tin with baking paper ready, and we want to get our spatula ready. Now we need to put the stovetop on the lowest possible heat, and we need to melt our chocolate down. We don't want to leave it, we want to stay with it the whole time, As soon as it's melted, take it straight off. Now our chocolate is melted, we want to throw our bowl of goodness in there. And with our spatula, we want to scrape the bottom and turn. Scrape the bottom and turn. Keep turning it around, keep scraping and turning. And you want to keep doing it until it looks like this. Everything is coated in chocolate. Alright, now we want to pick it up in lumps and put it into our tin. Once we've done that, we now get our chocolate spoon and we just want to spread it out. Make sure it gets into all the corners and the edges first, gently. Then once all the edges and corners are full, just spread it out and try and even it up a little bit. Then with the back of the spoon, we just gently want to go around and press down, just gently, just to make sure everything sticks together. Once we've done that, I like to pick it up off the bench a little bit and drop it a couple of times. And now we just sprinkle the rest of our nuts over. Now we want to bang it in the fridge, just like that, for 2 hours to set. 2 hours later, and she's set. So we just want to take it out the tin. Pull the paper back. So while it's still rock hard, this is the other thing I forgot to say in the other videos, but I've kind of been trying to not do it because, you know, I've got to eat it, is when we cut 4 bars, if you want these two to look like the rest of them, you just want to slice off a tiny little bit of the edge, like that. So now when we cut the 4 bars, you'll be able to see the whole inside from both sides of the bar. So now you've got 4 proper bars, not 2 proper ones and 2 end bars. Okay, 10 minutes later, both the ends have been sliced off. Now I'm going to cut it in half. Oh my God, mate. Whew. Now that we've cut them into 4 bars, we want to wrap each bar separately in Glad wrap. Once they're all wrapped, we can now store them in the fridge. They will last over a month. And if you're making them for yourselves, when you're ready to eat one, take it out, slice it up into bite-sized pieces while it's hard, and then leave it sit out for a little while to soften up before you serve it. So say if you're going somewhere big for Easter with a lot of people, or Christmas or Mother's Day or whatever, and you want to gift it as a block, still cut them up into the bars and wrap them, and then grab a piece of cellophane, sit them on top, wrap it like a present, put some ribbon around it, and you've got an absolutely gorgeous gift that everybody can enjoy on the day. Or you can wrap each one separately in cellophane, put some ribbon around it, and give them out as bars. Well, there you have it, lovelies, Malt Rocky Road. Now, I will definitely say I do miss having the Milo bars in them, but in saying that, it is still absolutely Moorish. This one is perfect for people that don't like things too sweet. They will absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a lovely night, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Rock and Road. Toodles.